So my name's Ifti Majid, I'm the Chief Exec here at Nottinghamshire Healthcare, NHSFT. And South Asian heritage, or my South Asian heritage, is really important to me, and I have noticed that it's become more so the older I get. I don't know if that is something that colleagues can identify with themselves. So my family hail from Amritsar in India, or in the Indian continent, and during partition my father's family moved to Karachi along with, was it about 15 million other people who were displaced. And one of the things that I'm very aware of within my own family is that the trauma associated with partition, with that mass movement, with the uprooting of our family is really long lived. I mean, it's still ever present some 76 years later. Now my father overcame that upheaval along with many of his siblings actually, and trained to be a doctor at Down Medical College in Karachi. And then he did the call from England to in the 1960s to come across and work in the UK. You may be aware, or you may recall, that there was a lot of requests into South Asia for doctors to come and work, for nursing staff and medical staff to come over and work in the NHS, and my father responded to that, where he worked for a while as a house officer and a registrar in Kettering and Corby, where he met my mother. My mother, before she passed away, she's a white woman from very working class families, and this created another tension in my heritage, of course, because back in the 60s, the what were seen as interracial marriages were not commonplace, and certainly weren't commonplace where my mother and father were living. So this was something that again had to be overcome. For me personally, I think the first time I realised that there was discrimination from not being white was when I was at school, and my father worked really hard to send me to a school because he had a belief and a view about bettering ourselves. So being South Asian heritage for me is about very strong internal messages about values, about work and work ethic, and about above all everything else actually, about family and the importance of extended family. And this is probably what I'm most proud of, really. I am part of a very strong and large extended family. There is plenty of support, advice, guidance. Quite often when I'm not looking for it, you get that advice and that guidance, which is typical of a large South Asian family. And the things, this connection with my family and the use of, because we're spread all over the globe, the use of modern technology, Teams, Zoom, those sorts of things. This is what keeps me connected to my heritage. That, along with during COVID, we started doing some sort of show and tells of the elders within the family, and that's really helpful for keeping me grounded. But also I find, working in a diverse organisation, serving a diverse population, is also something that keeps me grounded in my heritage, and that's something that's really important to me. There's no doubt for me that my the heritage and the impact of my heritage has shaped my leadership style and how I operate as a leader. That compassionate, I am more comfortable in a compassionate, person-centred space, and I think that my willingness to challenge the establishment and my sort of outspokenness around discrimination are all about my heritage and the personal experiences that I've had linked to all of that. So I think we need to celebrate and be open about our heritage, not just in South Asian Heritage Month, but every day. It is our difference that will help us overcome some of the conditions that our communities are living with day in, day out. Thank you.